Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Twist, episode 253. It's June 22nd, 2016. And I feel like I'm going to have a lot of excuses for you this week, so let's lead off with the first one. Life has been life. Yeah, I'll explain when we get to the last section of the show what that means, but basically what it boils down to is I don't have a whole lot to show you, so hopefully this will be a short show. So let's jump right into the knitting, shall we? Or the crafting, I should say. First up is the Very Merry Unbirthday birthday socks for my friend Sarah, which her birthday's not till the end of July, so these should be done by then, I hope. I'm still working on the first one. This is the Zigzagular Socks by Susie White on Ravelry. The yarn is Socks That Rock, Bloom and Fiber Arts, Socks That Rock Lightweight in the colorway Mad as a March Hare, which was a club colorway a few years ago. Looks like this in the ball. As you can tell, I got a little bit of yarn barf down there. I don't know what's going on there. And this is what it's knitting up like on a US 1.5, a 2.5 millimeter needle. Put this on my arm so you can see the pattern a little better. So basically I'd had Sarah count how many times the zigzags went down her foot. I've knit her this pattern once before for Christmas a couple of years ago. And she counted a total of 5 repeats. So I'm finished the last repeat, so like this much of the sock from here down, and I just started the toe decreases, so hopefully by next week this will be a pair for you guys, or a pair. Oh, that's just delusional. This will be a pair. That would be my brain going, oh, you can knit a sock in a week. And pre-children, yes I could. Pre-children and working night shift at my old job, I could have easily knit a sock in a week, but hopefully this will be a finished sock, singular, and the second sock will be started by next week. That's Daisy. Please quit rolling your stink on the floor. Please. Should I show everyone what you look like? Because you look very silly. No. Okay, come on. Come on. Co-star. Come here. Say hi. Can you say hi? No, I'm scared now because you're holding me. This dog does not like me. I don't know why. Okay, go. She's also been acting very crazy today, so... Oh, offering. It's a dead squirrel. Stuffed dead squirrel. Fake stuffed dead squirrel. Wow, okay. It's one of those stuffing-free toys that has a squeaker in the head and the tail that she has since destroyed and taken the squeakers out of, so we call it the dead squirrel. Anyway, that's the first thing that I have on my needles. It's slow, it's coming along. I finished the last half repeat this morning in the interest of full disclosure. I did the podcaster cheat and worked the whole morning on making some progress so I'd have more than one thing to show you. That's how that works. So, oh, I've even forgotten to drink my coffee here, so let's have some of that. I am having blueberry cinnamon cobbler coffee this morning. It's afternoon, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 1 in the afternoon here. It's so not morning anymore. Second thing on the needles is the manly socks for hubby. And I can say socks because the first one is done. First sock, heel in. I should have straightened this out. I should have brought up a sock blocker from the basement, actually. But first sock, done. Crystal heel, complete. Oh, that reminds me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to get on my phone during the show because I've been asked multiple times, what's a crystal heel? So let me find it for you. Crystal heel. Totally not what I was talking about. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So Lynn H. on Ravelry is the name, is the Rav name of the woman that I took the class from at the second Sock Summit in 2011. She published a pattern on Knitty. Let's see, which Knitty was this? The spring summer issue of 2012, issue 39. The sock pattern is called Crystal. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's Crystal. The afterthought heel is that she puts in that pattern is the crystal heel that she taught at wait, let's go to, I don't know. It's the one she taught for that class. So it's written out in written instructions versus the ones she gave us were actually charted directions as well as written instructions. But if you want to try the crystal heel, if doing an afterthought heel, okay, I'm going to do something I don't know. Okay, there's my foot. This measurement here on me from here coming across is very high. I think I measured around once and it's something like 9.5 or 11 inches. I need a very deep heel. Well, rather than take up more of the instep stitches, this crystal heel gives me that extra depth that I need. It makes the sock look kind of wonky when I'm trying to hold it up because it doesn't fold flat. When you fold it, it looks like that. So the heel looks kind of wonky, but when you put it on, it just, for me anyway, it cups the heel beautifully, and I prefer that to a standard afterthought heel, which the way that I learned it was from a pattern by Cookie A, and don't ask me what the pattern is, I can't remember. But it's basically you open up that afterthought where you want to put the afterthought heel is, and you whack in essentially another toe. That didn't fit me as well. So this crystal heel, I love it. It's what I've been using since. Hubby likes the way it fits his foot. I like the way it fits my foot. So that's what I'm going to be using for all my afterthought heels from now on. Second sock. This might look familiar. That's why evidence. First sock is done. This is about where I was last week on this sock. I knit a heel in a week. Sad. Sad. So sad. But I had this opened up, and I've actually started knitting. You can kind of see going out. I've actually started, I'm through the first decrease on the crystal heel for this second one. The yarn is, I'm just going to, it's that. The ball band's not even staying on. The yarn is Osterman Step, which is a 75-25 superwash wool and nylon blend that also has aloe vera and jojoba oil in it. I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm very sorry if it happens. Okay, I think I'm okay. But the color number is 0024. It's a black, dark teal, blue, and gray stripe. It's good manly colors. Showed it to hubby and he didn't object. He can't really see the dark teal, so that looks brown to him, but he liked the rest of the colors. So there we go. Hopefully we'll have a finished pair, an actual finished pair by next week. We'll see. The way things, life's been going, it's just meh. Anyway. The other thing I kind of cheated on this morning, tried to cheat the podcast with, I don't know how to word that. I pulled out my 99 Snowflakes book from Leisure Arts, and I decided to try to start Snowflake number 13 up here, this one. So, pulled out my 1.65 millimeter hook. I pulled out my yarn and I started working on it. And I stopped partway in because, I don't know, maybe I've gotten used to Helen's method of writing pattern. Helen Milinkovich Milton. Pattern number 13 is by someone, was designed by someone named Faye Shelton. all of Helen's patterns so far, and she did the first 12, so I'm used to her pattern writing. I'm used to the way she starts her snowflakes, which is you make a chain, you join into a ring, and then all the rounds are built off of that foundation. There is no foundation ring. It's bizarre, and I'm on round 3, and I don't like it. I feel like I need to rip it out and start over because it looks, okay, ignore that, and let me pull that to the back. It looks wonky. And I know it's going to be starched and everything, but it's something and it doesn't look right, and I can't figure out what. So, actually I'm going to do it right here, right now. I'm going to rip it out and start over. Meh. Oh, the beauty of crochet, it unkinks so easily. Or it rips so easily. So yeah, this Faye Shelton, I'll have to look ahead because the next 2 patterns are by Helen, 3, 4, actually the next 4 patterns are by Helen, 5, 6, 7. The next 7 patterns after this one are by Helen. I should be able to force my way through this one. It's just one pattern by a different person, and then it goes back to Miss Helen. We'll see. I started it, I didn't like it, but I'll give it another try because I was trying to do it while the twins were running around, so I might try it this afternoon or at some point in future. And I'm sorry if you're hearing that rumbling, trains going by right now. But yeah, I didn't care for it. I don't know, it's as fiddly as crocheting with tiny bedspread cotton and a tiny crochet hook are. I just, there was something about that one. It was just like, I have to do what? You want me to do what? Where? With what? Huh? I don't know. I'll give it another shot. We'll see how it goes. You'll see next week. If I've moved on to number 14 and decided to skip 13 for now. Actually, it might be a good idea if I do that, because I'm just, yeah. Now's not a good headspace time to be. It's not like I need to. I don't need to. I really don't, because I've got my 12 done for the year. This is just cake. It's working ahead, but still. Maybe I just need to set the crochet down for a while. Meh. Okay, so that's it. Everything on my needles, on my hooks. Moving on to pokey things. I've got very little progress. The Once Upon a Time sampler from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm on October, which is Cinderella. And if it looks very similar to last week, it's because it is. This is all I did the other day. I think I stitched for maybe 15 minutes, and I finished half to 2/3 of a curtain in the coach on the left-hand side. And that's it. I had one day of stitching done. And that is thanks to, oh, I have another offering tennis ball this time. That is thanks to the twins. I thought, let's see, what did we do Monday? Oh, Monday was when I did that. I worked this weekend. That was part of it. Monday, we were trying to celebrate Father's Day since hubby and I had to work. I did Mother's Day, had to work Father's Day. It's great. And then, so we took the kids out to Olive Garden for lunch. They actually did very well. They didn't eat much, but they were very well behaved, kind of surprising. And came back, they napped. That's when I did the partial curtain. And then after I finished that length of thread, I was just like, I don't feel like stitching anymore. Okay. Yesterday I had it out. I had planned to stitch. And then okay, so the twins normally nap after lunch. They'll be down till about 3:30. Usually, sometimes not quite that long, but that's when I record. That's when I get my naptime needleworker stuff going. Oh, if you're on Instagram and you work when your kids nap or your hubby's away at work, hashtag naptime needleworker. And yeah, Gabe randomly went in, decided to take his nap at 10:30 in the morning. Went in, laid down. I went in to check on him like 3 minutes later, thinking he was reading a book or playing with his toys. No, he's out cold snoring. I don't know what was going on with that. So Tara was up, terrorizing the village. And then, Daisy, are you being thwarted where I threw the tennis ball? Pick a different one, Munchkin. You've got like 6. Seriously? Pick a different ball. Find your squeaky ball. She's just staring at me from across the living room. She wants the tennis ball I threw that's back behind some toys. Oh well. So Gabe had laid down. Tara dragged her quilts out here and was laying over on the couch. And finally I was like, okay, I'm just going to put her to bed. Put her down. And I kid you not, 5 minutes later, here comes Gabe. It's like they decided to tag team me so I would have no time alone and no sanity, or no time to recover my sanity yesterday. It was a trying day. Toddlers. Yeah. ×2. So that's it. So we kind of moved on to various and sundry, and this is where I get into life has been life. Yeah. So between work and everything else, and babies and potty training and trying to get house stuff done, I think I've done 7 or 8 loads of laundry in the last 2 days, and I haven't had time. Life. Sucks. I wish I had more time for crafting. I really, really have a yearning to spin. Haven't had a chance yet. I'm just watching the dog waiting for the thing she's standing on to collapse. Scare the heck out of her. Pick a different tennis ball, Munchkin. Pick a different one. There's one sitting right in front of you. Weird dog. Anyway, so that's really it. Let's see, I'm going to do one any questions, one post from the any questions thread, which if you have anything to ask me, please, we're running out of questions because I've been doing 2 at a time. Head over to the any questions thread over on the Ravelry board and ask me anything within reason. I'll try to answer, and if not, I'll try to point you in the right direction of an answer. I'll be honest and tell you if I don't know something. But I like to learn, so yeah. This one comes from Little Acorn. She's kind of a long one. I'm in England, and since my daughter announced she's spending a year... Daisy, give it up. Really. And since my daughter announced she's spending a year at the State of Montana University in 2016-2017, I've been contemplating where to go and what to see on our planned visit next summer. Naturally, I'm interested in yarn shops. I've looked at my copy of Knitter's Stash from 2001, edited by Barbara Albright, but for some likely candidates, I expect some of the shops featured are no longer around. Do you think I'd have more luck finding good ones in cities or in small towns? I'd be okay visiting either, but my husband definitely prefers wild country, so I may have to put together a strong case. The idea of a yarn shop with a working store is just so different. Yarn shops in the UK are rarely big enough to have space for one, never mind dealing with the regulations. I've listened to your podcast about 5 years. Thanks for sharing your enjoyment of the craft over all the time. Hope you have had a lovely time at the Fiber Fair. Okay, so, Little Acorn, I have never been to Montana. I have no idea what's around there. Anyone, please, that's in that area, I don't even know what city the State of Montana University is. Okay, here we go. And this is, I say this all the time at work, please don't take offense to it, but this is when I look at people and go, and this is why God made Google. I'd say your book, Knitter's Stash, is dreadfully out of date. In the last, just from being, okay, I'm sorry, I gotta go help her because this is driving me nuts. Daisy, stop. Oh my goodness. Take the ball. Take it. Sorry, we have one of those VTech zoos. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. My parents got it, and it's almost like little slides all over, and then the zoo comes with little animals that have a button on top of their head, like it lights up where their brain would be. You push the button and they talk, But luckily some of the batteries are dying. Huzzah! Because the babies have figured out where the on-off switch is, so I can't even switch them off and have them reliably stay off. But anyway, the ball was buried back behind there, so all that scraping noise you heard was her trying to get at things. So, as I was saying, this is why God made Google. So we can look stuff up. I trust what's on the internet or what I can Google search for an active store more than I trust a printed book that is 15 years old. Because chances are they were gathering their information for a year to 2 years before that. So any stores listed nearby in your book are probably, I don't want to say this, I hate to say this, but they're probably going to be out of business, or the majority of them. Just in the 10 years I was in Omaha, there was one store that stayed open that whole time, and that was Personal Threads. All the rest of them closed for various reasons. I witnessed them opening, I witnessed them closing for various reasons. So I prefer to search. If they have a current email address, I'd email, and hopefully you get a response before your trip, email. Or even once you're on your trip, email, and hopefully you'll get a response. I know when my mom and I did our yarn crawl through Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, and Kansas, let's see, that would have been summer of 2005. Ravelry didn't exist. The Knitty forums were about the best place, and I just tried Googling then, and even then, stuff wasn't reliable because I found a shop in western Nebraska. I can't remember the name of it now. We went to so many. Over the course of a week, we went through 4 states and I had a list of probably 19 or 20 different yarn shops. And there were things like My Sister Knits that's out here, that's actually one of my local yarn shops here. I haven't been to since we moved here, but they had a blog up with current store hours, but there was no mention that they were going to be closed for the month of July for inventory. We had no idea. We turned up one day and we were rather rudely turned away. Even once we explained that we'd driven how many hours and hundreds of miles. So we went back to a shop, to Lambspun, where we had been very welcomed the day before. And then we went back there and spent more money. So, but like I was saying, the western Nebraska, I had, this is how old it was. This was before smartphones. I had printed out all the directions to the shops on MapQuest and Rand McNally and all of the mapping websites. We didn't have a GPS in the car. We were going off of printed directions, and we pulled up to the address and there's a vacant field. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing there. So we go to a coffee shop in town and ask them about it, and they go, oh yeah, that burned down, 2 years ago? What? Okay. Good to know. So not everything on the internet is going to be accurate as well, but it's going to be a lot more accurate than your book is. So what was I looking for? I don't even remember. Let's see what I can find here in a couple seconds. So, State of Montana University. Just so I know what I'm Googling for, what town. Okay, Bozeman, Montana. Well, Bozeman's actually a very big city, so I'm guessing just a wild hair that there's probably going to be at least one yarn shop in Bozeman. Could be wrong. Bozeman, Montana yarn shop. And just like that, I found 3. I have Yarn Shop, I have Sticks Yarn Company, and I have Yarn Scout. So there's 3 right there just in Bozeman itself. If you Google further out, I'm sure there are probably more. And actually, and this is the beauty of Google, so there were more results. There's Montana Woolen Shop as well. And then a 5th shop labeled the Yarn Shop and Fiber Place. However, underneath in red it says permanently closed. So There, I just found you 4 yarn shops, little acorn. Go forth, enjoy. I have no idea what those yarn shops offer, but it's a chance for you to explore around. It's not out in wild country, but the university isn't really in wild country as well. I'm not sure exactly where you're traveling, but if you Google the city and yarn shop, city, state that you're in and yarn shop, it should pull up. Third different offering. It should give you some options. So there's my answer for you. I'm sorry, I've never been to Montana, so I really can't tell you. And even within Colorado, I only know the ones that are close by me. So I'm a few states south of where you are right now, so I have no idea what's up there. Hopefully you find everything you need and or are looking for, and I hope your daughter has a great year at the university. So I think that's it. Until next week, happy knitting.